We're standing here in front of the still evacuated business here in Grand Forks from the flood from last year. Hopefully it'll open soon. And I'm talking to Scott Lamont, right? You're with Search and Rescue?
That's correct.
Okay, so all this gear you have here to help people out there watching, if something happens, maybe you could explain some of this stuff.
Sure.
And let me know.
All right. So a few things. One of the things that we emphasize is, being prepared and watching out for yourself in advance. So being prepared, for example, having equipment to last for 24 hours is what we recommend. And it's basics. Some high energy food, water, something to start a fire with, some sort of a shelter, even if it's just a space blanket that you can pull over your head. It's still winter. Technically down here it's spring, but up high it's not, and we're still adding to the snowpack. So if you're going into country where avalanche is possible, we want people to look at the avalanche forecast online. That's avalanchecanada.ca. We want people to carry basic equipment. So this is a transceiver for being able to be located if you were to be buried.
Pull that up. Yep.
So it's worn on your body under your jacket. And then if you were to be trapped, then the other people around you switch it to receive mode and they can search for you. And then they can use a probe to find you under the snow.
Which you have to bring along, of course.
Which you have to bring along, and a shovel.
Right, okay.
So this is the shovel, the probe, and the avalanche transceiver considered the minimum requirements for safety to go into avalanche terrain.
So think about that. If you did not have this stuff and an avalanche happened and you were buried under even 2 feet of snow and they couldn't see you, they wouldn't know where you were.
Yep, that's exactly it.
And that's the matter of, that's life and death right there.
Yeah,
okay.
And these are intended for self-rescue. We occasionally get lucky as a team with organized avalanche response, but really the people who do the best, the people that they're with, find them, and we come out and get them out of the avalanche terrain, but they've already been unburied. Okay. So that's really important that you have this for yourself.
Okay.
Our team carries advanced equipment to save lives and treat injuries. So we have an AED that's monitor capable.
When he says AED, he means
automated external defibrillator.
Get your heart going again.
Get your heart going again. We carry a trauma kit with oxygen, airways, tourniquets, like things to manage serious injuries. We have a vacuum mattress, which conforms to a person's body, keeps them still and safe, even if they have fractures, so that we can get them out.
Without making things worse.
Without making things worse. Yeah. We have a swiftwater and flat ice rescue team who can go into water to rescue people.
That doesn't mean that you can still go on to thin ice.
No, we don't recommend going on to thin ice. And this time of year, ice is very tenuous. But we are the only flat ice rescue team in the West Kootenays. So we cover a large area. We cooperate with the other teams in order to provide that support. We have rope kits to help like get people up slopes and stuff like that. Castlegar and Rossland have high angle, so does South Columbia have high angle rope rescue, so they can get into steep terrain.
Okay.
We would assist them, but our team doesn't do high angle.
Okay.
So
I know that one of the things that they wanted me to ask you about was these guys here.
So this is a GPS capable in-reach device. So this is the full GPS. It works just like a GPS unit that you would buy, but it also has the capability of communicating via satellite with a communication center, an emergency center that's located in the States. You can also message back and forth with contacts that you set up in this, and your family can even track you in real time using a web-based map sharing program where you can let them see where you are, and in 10-minute increments it'll update your location.
So if you watch too much TV, you may get the idea that all GPS devices can be monitored from afar, and if you have a GPS device, you'll be safe. That's not true.
That is
you
not
have to have
true.
a device like this that can actually talk to the satellite to tell them where you are.
Exactly.
Right.
And so devices like the InReach or Spots have an SOS feature, and you open the protective cover, you push the button for 5 seconds, and then it suddenly will send out a signal, and it will confirm that the signals come back, and that puts you in communication with the emergency response center. Then they call the RCMP and let them know that they have an InReach device that's been activated in our area. The RCMP sends us out to go and find the person. The nice thing about this is they can actually send the communication center details. So for example, one of the teams in our region went out for a serious injury, an ATV incident. The person had serious leg injuries. They were able to tell the communication center that. So they went in with the right team and the right equipment to help them.
So not only do they know where you are, they don't have to hunt around. They can actually, like you said, come there with the right stuff at the right place just in time. That's great.
And we want people to make trip plans. We want people to go out prepared for things to go wrong. We want someone to know where they are. But you can also use an app that you can download onto your phone. It works with both Apple and Android, and it is called Adventure Smart, and it is supported by the Canadian Search and Rescue Volunteers Association, and it lets you program in who you're going with, where you're going, when you're starting, when you expect to end, what equipment you have with you. You set up emergency contacts in it, and so you activate it to say you've left on your trip. If you don't check in when your trip is supposed to end, those contacts are told that you haven't shown up, and so they then can notify the police that you're overdue and that they have an idea of where to start looking for you.
So if you don't have the Garmin or whatever GPS system, this is still a way for them to get a good idea of where they should start.
Time is everything in our line of work, and so the sooner we know you're missing and the closer to where you are we know to start looking, then the more likely we are to find you in time for it to make a real difference.
So, you're a volunteer, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And most of your team is all volunteers.
All
right?
volunteers.
But you get training.
Yes. The basic ground search and rescue training is 97 hours. And that's through the Justice Institute of BC. But then that's just the beginning. Everyone has first aid. But we also do search and rescue first aid courses, which are several days long. We do, like, to be on the organized Avalanche rescue team is several days of study and then 3 days of classroom and field work. To lead a team is multiple days of training to effectively lead a team. Swift waters, multiple days of training. Flat ice, multiple days of training. All of these things, you get more and more training, and then we train twice a week, and we train one weekend a month with the other teams. We are part of the West Kootenay Working Group, and so we all get together and train so that we are familiar with the equipment, with each other, with how to be effective in the field.
So if you moved here from the big city where a lot of this stuff just doesn't happen, that's one of the, I think, the advantages of being in a small community. You can actually participate and be part of the hero brigade that comes out to save people.
Yes.
That's great. Do they give you a cape?
No. They give me a nice red jacket. It's waterproof. It's pretty good.
That keeps you warm and
Keeps
dry.
me warm. So, and if people want to know more about us, www.gfsar.ca.
And that app was what called again?
Adventure Smart.
Adventure Smart. Okay, I'll try and find the links and everything and put them in the piece. Thank you very much, Scott.
All right.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Hope I won't have to see you on the business end of things, but you never know. And I'll be happy to see you if that's what happens.
If that's what happens, we are there 24/7.
Thank you very much.
All right.
There you go. Stay safe. And if you're going to go out there in the bush, you know, be prepared. That's what this is all about. If you're prepared and something happens, you're more likely to survive and come out of it okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you.